So maybe Louisa.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I think I smelled it before you walked in, so maybe. That's the best.
Okay, so you started?
We're recording.
Okay, so
Okay,
we are
So we're
recording.
recording, so we'll call this meeting to order. It is 6:21. Okay, so we'll start with roll call. Committee Chair Chup here. Committee Person Wilson.
Here.
Committee Member Hussein.
Here.
Committee Member Price.
Here.
Committee Member Conan.
Here.
Committee Member Monks.
Here.
And Committee Member Andrews is not here at this time. Okay.
And if we want to do the.
We will do approval of minutes first. Yeah, let's do approval of minutes. So we all have that. If everybody's had a chance to look at it, did anyone have any edits they wanted to make, or does somebody want to make a motion to pass the minutes from November?
Motion to pass. Second.
All right, all in favor to pass the minutes from November, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That was everybody. Okay, so we are gonna move, there's nobody here for citizen comment, so we won't do that. We're gonna go down and go to under number 5, consider impossible action. Number 4 under Roman numeral 5. So consider changing the regular meetings of the Community Gardens Committee from the second Wednesday of the month to the second Thursday of the month. Was there anything else to be said about that, Stacy, before we chat?
No, I'll just go ahead and pop the presentation.
And that
on
would be
here. I
at
don't know if you can see it.
6:15.
So we've got staff are seeking feedback regarding a change in the meeting day due to a new schedule conflict with 2 of the community members. So options, we have option 1, move the meeting day to the second Thursday of the month instead of the second Wednesday, or keep the current day the second Wednesday of the month, which is
And
not
be
very
rushed every time.
So I didn't know if you guys wanted to talk about that or if you were okay with moving it to the second Thursday.
Does Thursday, second Thursday not work for anybody
Yes.
at 6:15?
So your meeting's only Wednesday.
It's only
So
Wednesday.
Thursday's no issue.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Is that okay with you, Lisa? Okay.
And then 6:15.
Yep.
Because okay.
It's Thursday, it could be anytime for me.
Okay, so if anybody wants to do the motion second in the vote.
Motion to move meetings to Thursdays at 6:15.
Seconded.
All right, all in favor of moving the monthly meeting to the second Thursday of every month at 6:15, say aye. Aye. All right, that was everybody. Okay, so we can go back up to Roman numeral 4, staff reports and presentations.
Sorry, I'm a little slow.
And
You're good.
This is
I just noticed that at the bottom that we can join by video conference. So if someone's like out of town, we can do that.
But is
So
that not for quorum though?
yeah, it doesn't count towards the quorum anymore is the downside. So you could,
Was here.
yeah.
And it's-
And then if there's like a vote, your vote won't count anymore.
So basically, it's like a citizen. You can just log in and watch.
Yeah, you can watch. It's like, it's okay. Okay, so. So the summary is receive a report, hold discussion and provide staff direction regarding the monthly report, including clarification on what a gardener partnership includes, addition of educational training videos, update on garden water timing, organic fertilizer, pest information, and community water signage update. So we were trying to work on the partnerships for like the donation, the charity stuff. And it kind of became apparent that we want to make sure that we're understanding exactly what the partnership is because there's a little confusion. So we've got like the educational part, like Kyle, the Kyle Garden Club. They're educating people and they're donating all their food. So that was one aspect for the partnerships. And then the other would have been like educational, like kids groups, senior citizens groups. What is there parts that I'm forgetting that we meant to have in there, or does that pretty much cover our idea of the partnerships in the garden? If that makes sense.
I think the third one that we talked about, which was maybe first in my mind, but separate from your two, was if there were organizations that were just going to take donations.
Okay,
So like if we had extras, they could sign up just to come pick up. So they're not really, they're not doing education. They're not, I mean, if they want to come volunteer, they can, but it's just a,
When there's a surplus. you can give
yes,
to-
yes.
yeah, because we were talking about it and I'm like, I think that was, and we're like, maybe we should get Claire, and I'm like, that might be a good idea just to make sure because it was a while ago.
It was.
It was-
Yeah, I was like over a year ago. I'm thinking something like,
So trying to figure out other ways to kind of just distribute the food. So I know we talked about if there's any opportunities like for the farmers market to be like involvement with that. I know, I think it was you mentioned something in Austin as far as like the almost like the public library or like the take a book situation. But there was something that's similar for food.
Yeah, I don't know that I brought that one up, but there is a, somebody else that they can jump in.
I know that there is a food pantry like
Yeah.
that. It's kind of like, isn't it over by the church right over there? I think I've seen one like that.
There's a
Oh.
blessings box at the Kyle United Methodist Church, but they cannot accept fresh fruit or sweets or anything like that because it is outside 24/7, so any
And
community member
rodents.
can go to it, but it'll attract pests if there's like
Yeah.
fresh produce and stuff.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I remember what you're talking about now. It's not in Austin. It was in a different city I live, but they had an indoor facility where they could keep it. That's gonna be the difference. What I did wonder about though is if our local library would partner, because they have a seed library
yeah, we have.
and if,
asked.
yeah, I don't know if they have, and it's like right at the door where you come in, if we could put
Like a-
extra produce.
Almost like a
there.
trade cart there as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
There's also the library thrift store. They've already got like that kind of going on, so maybe
Oh,
they could
maybe.
partner you with them as well.
that's true.
Mhm.
I don't know if they have space. That place feels
They-
crowded.
Well, and then the lady,
They might know where to.
sorry.
Oh, yeah.
And then Angie Mudd, I mean,
Yeah.
I was really
Community
impressed with her. so.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
well, so then that brings up the second part that I know I think got ourselves confused on too, is
Yeah, because we did,
are we only gonna partner with nonprofits that serve Kyle residents only? And I didn't know till after the fact that Community Action is based in San Marcos and they serve people in Buda, San Marcos, like surrounding communities. So we had voted on only Kyle nonprofits,
But-
but I don't know.
but I think that was just, I think that was just the actual citizens that could take the plot
Take a
though.
plot.
So I don't think technically that we voted, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I could go back, but I'm
Yep.
like 99.9% sure it was just on the
Mhm.
plot rental.
Okay.
So I mean, I still think it's open for the donations and I don't think there's gonna be somebody that's be like, oh, you need some food, but you live in Buda? No. Like, oh, please don't, please, no.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I just know everything has been so like, we have to do it this way because it's Kyle taxpayer money. So I just wanted to make sure we're clear, mainly because I brought that organization to be like, I didn't realize they're actually based in San Marcos. They just have a location in Kyle.
but I mean, they, the number of families that are Kyle families that
Yeah.
they help is like awesome. I mean.
Yeah. And
And
probably if we were donating to their Kyle location, it would be mostly Kyle residents
Yeah.
eating the food.
Yeah.
I feel like that might come up in general, like if there's a
Yes.
organization with like different satellite sites, like it'd
Yes.
be nice to be able to like serve those within.
Within Kyle. Yeah.
Well, so what about something like the Hayes County Food Bank that's in Buda? Because I'm the secretary of the Kyle Garden Club and we're getting close to maybe in a few weeks needing to harvest our produce, and Faye, who I've tasked with finding a place to donate to,
Mhm.
is kind of struggling to find a place, and we thought maybe that, but I didn't know if that would be eligible for us.
I think
So,
they won't take our food. right?
when we
We've been
actually
down that
had them
path.
come at
Yeah.
the very beginning, the Hayes Food Bank, and we're thinking, oh, we're getting these great things. And they pretty much were like, we don't want your box of food. And we're like, oh,
Yeah,
but
they
they
want a
didn't mean
lot.
it in a rude way. It's just
Okay.
that they need like 50 boxes of food and we,
The way that they do
So-
it, like if you don't have an equal amount of produce for every single box, they won't take any of it.
Right.
so, but whereas
Community
Community
action, they're willing
it
to
was
just-
like, yes, we would love,
Yeah.
it's so,
Like
Yeah.
just them both.
And they're
and I did send that
willing to pick it
information to
up.
Faye
Like,
today.
AJ
Okay.
said she would come and she's like, I'll go buy it and pick up the food. So it'd be no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal that they're based in San Marcos. So
Okay.
they have a satellite here, so there's
So we're
people
good.
serving
Count,
here.
right?
Yeah, if there's like a surplus, like they say nobody in their Kyle location needs it, then they're welcome to use it as they need, but
Yeah.
like ideally it's
So,
the Kyle. people,
Would any of you guys have time to check? I was supposed to do it. I just haven't had time. Would any of you guys have time to check on places that will take food donations?
Well-
So we could bring it back for a list, like for next month, maybe? You know, I've got like, so we've got the, is it St. Anthony's right here does, that does? And then we've got the Angie's,
Community
action,
action.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'd be
those are-
interested to hear who your team member has already contacted and like, is there
Yeah.
anybody?
Yeah,
I
she,
duplicate that.
Yeah.
we've been trying to reach the Kyle United Methodist Church, because even though they have the blessings box, she thought that maybe they would be open to, maybe there would be some families at their church that would just need some fresh
Mhm.
food. We haven't heard back from them
Okay.
yet. It's the holidays. I'm sure they're super busy right now.
Yeah.
It'd be
Um,
that difficult for us to come up with a list or like a way for people to submit, like, because if we don't have enough to give to like larger organizations, but we could do like individual families, maybe we could set up something on the website where individual families could apply.
I love
And
that.
every month, like that way we know, like. how
You see
much-
Stacy's face, like y'all are giving me
I'm
another
crying,
job.
I'm crying
No.
inside right now. It's okay.
If you're volunteering at all the.
Yeah.
I only know the last conversation Stacy and I had, she was maybe not overwhelmed, but.
You put
realistic.
He's got a lot.
Yeah.
The plate is full.
But I think
Well, yeah,
make some
we
calls
can-
and come
I
up with a
would- yeah, I
list.
would try to-
Are you still in touch with Angie? Not really.
Really,
Maybe reach
but
out to her if you want.
yeah, if you want to
Yeah.
do that, I mean, I know they're happy to take donations. That's 100%.
Yeah,
That would just be a matter of.
and I
sitting down
wonder,
and Pick it up.
yeah, and I wonder if she might even have some other ideas of places that might.
Well, one thing I was thinking of is I love your idea of the website, but
Mhm.
also thinking about those that are really in need, like accessibility to like internet and
Yeah.
all those things might be difficult, but there might be certain organizations that they might partner with.
Yeah.
Or like if there's likely a resource list of like, when you're in need, here is like the place that you go to for this,
Would
that.
anybody in
I
Kyle
feel
have
like
that?
something
Like a
like that would
resource
be
list?
easy for us to like connect with, of like, okay, you might not be able to have access to the internet, but
Mhm.
you're likely gonna have access to this resource, and we're already connected with those specific
Yeah.
people.
Mhm.
I know on like some of the mom Facebook groups, like whenever someone's
Well, like maybe
there's like hardship, they
Yeah.
usually have like a list of like,
Yeah.
have you tried contacting this person? They can help with like your electric bill or this or that. I feel like people know the places to connect with. So I'm sure there's like some kind of resource list somewhere.
Well, that's probably 211. I feel like that's what people usually recommend, like call 211. So I guess one of us in theory could do that. Like, I was looking for fresh fruit. Where would I go? I don't know what they'd tell you.
I wonder too, I don't think there's any in Kyle at this time, but there's that,
Excuse me.
that
I think that-
fridge, like free food fridge group.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
They just set up like fridges around Austin and I don't know where else they are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But, I know not all of our produce we would want in the fridge, but I think they have some like separate areas. I don't know where their nearest one is. So maybe if we had like a resource list and there was one in Buda, maybe just at least having that on the list.
That's cool. I never heard of such a
I
thing.
can also kind of, because I work at the storage place, we have people abandon stuff all the time. If we have, like, we just had a fridge come up and I gave it to a family. So if we have another one come up, then I can, if that's something that we might be interested in collecting to be able to do this, then I can start, keeping those in mind.
I mean, is there any issue with having just like a come and take it free stand at the garden?
Well, I need to still build the trade cart, but that's gonna be
Outside.
within within the garden.
Within the garden, okay.
Like this time of year, I don't know, it may still attract rodents, but especially in the summer when
Mhm.
it, like, they get kind of
It will
rowdy.
not last long
Yeah.
outside in the
Yes.
sun.
How do we make it known that like at the farmer's market, we have a stand where people can just,
Mhm.
go get food and then it looks like they're just shopping for food. So if they're,
Like,
Yeah.
it won't hurt their crowd at
Yeah.
all either.
Is there a
When
Kyle?
you say people.
There's-
find
it's
out
pretty
about
small.
the
There's no
site,
produce at it, though.
Garden's website.
There's not, they haven't really made one other than just like the web pages.
Someone that was selling something.
Because I couldn't find anything in City of College.
Yeah, if you go under boards and commissions, there's like a web page, but it's not really what we need.
Across the street.
So communications has it on the list that we're planning one.
Like,
And then I have
But then
some rec
if
desk
you're not
signups.
doing
I
it,
just thought maybe I could find.
Yeah, no, it's not just you.
So it's air conditioned.
How
You
much
could have
food
a
are you
curtain
talking about donating?
sit out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How much food comes out of a 4x8 plot?
Well, so the partner plots are actually 8x12, but there is a cutout, so it's like 2.5 of the 4x8s, if that helps any. I'm not a gardener, so I don't know how much
it's
you
like
could.
20 square feet.
I mean, it can be a lot.
Especially
Just
for
a little
vertical
4x8
gardening.
garden in my backyard and it produces a lot if you pack it.
So, anyway, okay, so I will bring that back for next month.
Yeah, I'm happy to check with the library. I was saying if they would agree to a cart,
Mhm.
they'd be an ideal location because they've
'Cause
got
at least
the
it's
air
inside too.
conditioned lobby.
Mhm.
Have a cart sitting out in the air conditioning. People can come and go as they please.
Yeah,
Stacy, is there
Great
any
idea.
way we can like put together like a group spreadsheet to just like put in information, everyone can just like gather the
Oh,
information?
Google Doc.
Yeah. I know, and
So
not
they have some that face that.
I know,
"You don't
yeah.
make a spreadsheet."
I'm sure there is. I don't know how to do
They
it.
can do it, but I know in the past emails and like CCing has been a thing, but if.
Yeah, I'd
that's
have to read
okay,
the.
I think
It's
that
been a
would
hot
be
minute since I did that.
easy
The
to,
act,
like,
so I'd have to
Yeah,
go
it's
back
just hard
and-
to do tasks outside of the meeting when we have no way to coordinate, but
Yeah.
then it's also like, are we allowed to coordinate?
I'll have to look at, hold on.
Cause it could be that someone starts it, but they aren't able to finish, but we have a note to like pick up and
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that would be violation of the
if we're
open
just
record.
adding
or not.
something to adopt.
I'm not
I
sure.
think,
There's so many.
I wonder if there's a way to like hide our identity if they're adding to it, because whenever you invite people to it, but whenever if it's a Google Doc, it doesn't actually say like their name or their email. It'll like show it's anonymous for the most part. So you won't necessarily know who's adding what.
Some random thing like. but
Well, you.
I'll
can make it where
ask
people have
that and
sign
try to
in access
figure it
it,
out.
You can
and
do
then
that
you
too.
can
You
see.
can do a lot of different permissions.
Yeah.
Okay,
If
all
you
right.
wanted that.
So we're good on.
Which way to go.
I'm understanding the correct thing on the garden partnership. I didn't miss anything covering that.
No,
I
I
have
think
a
it was the
question.
three things, yeah.
So for community action, I know if we are okay with them, like donating some of our food to them,
Mhm.
what are our thoughts as far as them having one of the community plots? I know for the presentation, they asked if they could have a plot for their Kyle location.
Yes, all they have to do is apply.
Okay. I
They,
think
they have to
we-
get the partnership agreement, which I brought just in case anybody wanted to see it, and pretty much apply, give it to me, and
Okay.
so yeah, that would, I could also actually ask Angie about that because I kind of.
I think we might need to maybe circle back on that because I think the last conversation was we thought that they would not be able to participate since we're based in San Marcos.
So that was where it came up. I don't know if you remember, we had a community member who does not live in Kyle and wanted a plot for an organization not in Kyle.
Yeah.
And so we voted that it has to be Kyle residents in Kyle. I wonder if the distinction we could make, which we'd have to re-vote on, but is if we had a legit 501c3 and they have an actual physical location.
But they,
in
yeah,
Kyle.
so is what they told me for the plot stuff is, because I've already had it come up with, oh, well, I live in Buda, but I own a property in Kyle. And it's like, okay, as long as they have bills,
Okay.
it's pretty much, okay, they can,
Okay.
is what I was told. So I would assume.
And I don't know the inner workings. I don't know that community actions bills go to Kyle, but maybe if it's, you have a physical location.
Yeah,
in
well,
Kyle, which
and I can even
have-
ask her if she's even
Yeah.
interested,
Yeah.
because we still have
Well, they would at
7
least still have like
plots
a
open.
utility
Yeah.
bill that would show that location on it, even if
That's-
they were being invoiced at that location.
That's
they would-
true.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
That, yeah.
So
I get
just
mail.
to summarize, in order to have a plot here, they have to be a resident in Kyle, basically. But we can donate to somebody that doesn't necessarily benefit Kyle resident.
I think that's
Or a
kind of what we've been saying.
Okay,
Like we can donate produce to whoever, but if they want to take up one of our plots, they need to either be a
Yeah, that
Kyle
would be
resident
different.
or a 501c3 with a physical location in Kyle.
Yeah.
But I think
Like,
even for
that's-
donations, we prefer Kyle.
Yeah.
residents. It's just,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be.
right.
Question about so with the third thing that
Yeah.
Rebecca brought up about donations and that
Mhm.
being part of this partnership. Do we need anything in there? Because like it's a city plot with liability as far as like, if you get sick
Oh.
off this food.
That's actually the next thing that I'm working with legal right now to,
Okay.
for that
Okay.
answer as well. So
Okay.
I'll have to, I'm hoping I have an update next month on that. So,
Okay.
but, so yes, that is part of the,
Which
part
is
of it too.
another reason to make food to an indoor location.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
more chance of being.
Yeah.
It's sitting outside.
Yes.
Okay, and then last month, it was brought up during the last meeting, the addition of an educational training playlist was initiated. Staff would like additional feedback on what this may include. I did talk to communications. We're gonna have a meeting with them. I think January 6th is, because it's just too hard in December. And they're basically saying that they could do a video but we're gonna sit down and kind of get more information on that. So if you want me to bring this back next month after that, because right now it's
Yeah.
pretty incomplete.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna skip to the next unless you guys wanted
Excited
to
about that idea.
input any.
Yeah, actually, I was emailing Stacy about that and I was thinking about doing like a IPM pest management triangle pyramid and like cultural controls and stuff to kind of avoid ever having to use pesticides. I mean, and then if you do have to use them, you have to use them and here's when and how and all that. But I mean, I think the goal with organic gardening is to not use pesticides, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for the training videos, I know we talked a lot about them and what we could do. I know we also talked about including some of the videos within like the training, like the onboarding.
Mhm.
Is that what we're talking about? Or are we talking about videos for like just educational videos?
Kind of a little bit of everything, because I was pretty much going to hit them with all, because I don't know any of the answers to that, to be 100% honest, because I was like, can we make a YouTube playlist? Is that possible? Are we allowed to do that? Does somebody else have to do it? You know,
So all them.
can we have it so that it's just the garden orientation? Can we have, educational portions, and where will it all live? Can it still sit,
Yeah.
so, yeah, there's a whole bunch of,
Cause you can make playlists for stuff, playlists on organic gardening, playlists on, the rules for the thing.
I don't think if we have a YouTube video, I'm envisioning the videos being able to kind of live in different like phases of like having a garden.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really cool to be able to like post some of the educational videos on like the Facebook for the garden to kind of just draw people in if we have events. I feel like it's kind of just all kind of tie together. I'm not sure who's gonna do all the videos, but if we ever do live educational things,
Mm.
I think that would be.
so we're good on that
I
one?
think we're good.
I think it's good.
That's-
I'm
yeah.
hoping I get a lot of good information when I meet with them. And yeah, but anyway, okay, so, and I think this might not be accurate now. When I entered it, it was due to current phase 3 drought restrictions. Handheld watering is only allowed from 7 p.m. to 10 a.m. A variance was requested. I did talk to them today. They're pretty much going to give us a variance. I mentioned sunrise to sunset. And I need to get the signed paper back, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be an issue. It's not going to be like year long though. It'll only be, during the winter months when, sunrise is 8 a.m. and,
Mhm.
so I should have a little bit more information on exactly what that is next month.
Okay.
So, but it sounds like that we'll be,
I have a question sort of related to that.
Okay.
I felt like, well, and I have a few other of the women in the garden club helping me out with maintaining our plot.
Mhm.
We all kind of felt like one of the Oyas must be cracked or something because we kept filling it and filling it and filling it
It's
and
never
like
full.
it just never felt full compared to others. So I finally dug it out Monday and it was totally cracked.
okay.
What is the procedure like if somebody has a cracked Oya for like who we report that to? Does it get replaced by the city of Kyle? Like all that stuff.
I would plan to replace it. So I say just shoot me an email and
Okay,
I'll have to buy the parts because we don't
Right.
have any spares made.
Right,
So it'll
okay.
take a little bit,
okay.
a couple days, but
All right, I'll shoot you
Depending on
an
the
email.
crack could also maybe just be sealed up with some silicone sealant.
It was like,
is it,
so it had, I dug it up and I could see a big crack and when I went to lift it up, it just snapped like right off. So I mean, it's 2 parts now.
oh, okay.
So I mean, I could silicone it, but that's probably a temporary fix.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll put it on, I'll get some replacement ones set in there for you guys.
thank you.
Okay, so I'll bring the water back. Like I said, I should know more about that next month. And then organic fertilizer and pest control, the information was updated at the committee's request. The updates are being included for additional discussion if needed. So this was basically what I presented last month, just updates. So I updated the bone meal to 6 ounces per 30 square feet because I had it at like 3
That's a
pounds,
lot.
I believe.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, the bags
something.
are still 3 pounds, so in the shed.
Yeah, I need to fix that too. Like, and then organic pest control that the city of Kyle is providing for members of the community garden. Our neem should be listed as the only active ingredient. Pyrethin,
No.
pyrethin is removed from city-funded products. We have insecticidal soap and we have diatomaceous earth. I'm probably completely butchering it.
No,
No, you're
that's, you
good.
said that right.
Well, the diatomaceous earth goes with livestock, so I knew that one, but the
Okay.
other ones not so much. But anyway, pyrethian.
Pyrethian.
I'm like,
I wasn't laughing at your pronunciation only, like, "Ooh, that's super poison. Glad you took that off the list.
yeah, alternate world.
Architecture.
Yeah,
Um,
I have to run. I will see y'all next month.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
So Thursday.
Thursday, yes, Thursday.
I'm curious if, okay, I'm just say BT because that's one I butcher when I try and say it. Is BT ever gonna be added?
I think I have that in my truck.
Okay,
So it's like I have it, I just haven't.
okay, so we'll get the diatomaceous earth and the BT is.
So the diatomaceous, you know, the diatomaceous earth is actually already there.
Oh, okay.
It's in that big garbage can in the shed,
Oh,
but I need to buy
okay.
some masks for everybody because I do not
Right.
have masks.
Okay,
So, but yeah, I believe the BT, yeah, that super long word. I think actually it's the next slide.
Bacillus
Yeah.
fungus.
Side or something.
Yeah, it's not crazy. So,
Yeah, the second one under D,
Oh, is it on here?
Oh, okay.
on the attachment A on the back of the
Oh,
garden rules.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't need to butcher it so bad.
yeah. So I believe I have that in my truck. I just haven't mixed it and put it in the tool shed yet.
Okay.
Cause yeah. Okay, so cultural and mechanical means versus pesticide is preferred and the addition of trap crops in the garden. And then I jumped to neem. What I changed on this was direct contact suffocates them and 30 minutes before sunset. I left everything else the way it was before. Pyrethian
Pyrethian.
pyrethian
I think that's
um,
right.
has been.
It's my earth one, but I don't. Honestly don't know.
Yeah, that has been removed from city funding due to potential harm to fish and pollinators. Insecticidal soap, I added application 30 minutes prior to sunset because I did not have that on there. Diatomaceous earth, I added only to be used in dry conditions, otherwise product is wasted, and then sprinkle around the plant on the soil. And then I got these, oh, yeah, I gotta see 'em. This is like the happiest part for me. So we made these little, I believe it was Holly that mentioned it, little community, if you want to pass that around.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look so nice.
Community water, because we were getting some people that were watering other people's that they didn't want
You can
it.
put
So,
that on your bed.
so,
Yeah.
so yeah, we had saw those last
You
week.
can't.
I love that it's also in Spanish too.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had to double check that, like, okay, look at it really close because I won't know if I misspelled it. But,
Great.
so, anyway, I think that was it for the.
And I love the color coding too, like make it as obvious as possible.
Yeah, I was like, that was a really good idea.
Was that yours?
No, I believe it was Holly that
Yeah,
actually mentioned
because I
it.
had seen some people saying like, oh yeah, I'm letting my son water other people's plots for our 1 hour community service. And like they're, watering over on top of people's plants and stuff. And I'm just like,
Burning it off.
Yeah.
yeah,
They were
okay.
trying to be.
I know they were. Their heart was
The
in the
thought
right
that counts.
place. Yeah. I
Okay.
did have one question. The compost, there's the June to July or June to December and January to June or whatever.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be throwing our stuff there, right?
Yes.
For it, because I'm doing that and I'm noticing people are always picking it up and throwing it in the garbage can.
So the garbage can, I can label it better because I don't think I ever did put a label on the garbage can. The garbage can is for weeds so that you're
Right.
not putting weed seed back in there.
Yes.
So I just need to label.
I think, yeah, there needs to be some way to let people know that they should be putting their produce in the compost pile and not in the garbage can because
Okay.
I've seen people throwing, I don't know what the material is, like paperboard, cardboard, those biodegradable,
Yeah,
little planters.
Mhm.
I've seen people throw them there and then I go back, you know, a couple days later and they're gone. I've thrown like stuff, I've cut off some of my produce that didn't have any disease or anything, put it there, it's gone. I open up
Hmm.
the garbage can and it's like half full of like cut off leaves and things like, not weeds, I'm sure there might be some weeds in there, but it's just like people aren't getting that that's where they're supposed to
What's
be.
our current labeling or signage on it?
I think that I put the garbage can there and I don't think I put a label, so
Mm.
that's my fault.
Well, and it just says compost, you know, and then like.
But if we have some sort of signage.
Yeah,
Like,
so it
literally
says-
Go inside.
There's like there's a sign that says compost, and then one side says January to June, and then the
Uh-huh.
other side says July to December. And like, you know, that's where you're supposed to put it, which maybe
But
I just need to be more
People
clear.
don't know that that's what they're supposed to do with.
Yeah, I
with
think
it,
maybe I
and they
maybe
don't know
threw out a
probably
email.
what's okay to put in it and what's not.
Well, that's another idea for a video.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
like,
I was saying, or a video.
Yeah.
Wait, where's
like
that?
the idea of
Wait, now I
video
gotta go back.
and Having that written on it. would be good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sort of signage, and that doesn't have too much so that people actually read
Yeah.
it, but
Well,
like
like,
has a
even
little
pictures would
bit.
be good.
Right.
I mean, cut the words and just do pictures.
Yeah,
Because
or
I
a
do think
basic,
language is a lot.
this can go in here, or this should not go in. there.
Do's and
Like,
don'ts.
Yeah, diseased
Yeah.
plants should not go in there, weeds should not go in there.
Okay.
We sort of list our videos.
Yeah, video ideas. We
Well, and
need a
that's why it's
spreadsheet for that.
Dang it. Okay, so if we're good on all of that for now, then we can pop to the elections.
Okay, so we're done with Roman numeral 4, so let's move on to number 5, consider impossible action. Nominations for annual elections for chair and vice chair. So we were gonna do this last week, but I think it's like. We got more people here. We put it off because you weren't here.
But it seemed wrong to do it with the vice chair
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
here. You know, that's just so like, that just doesn't seem
So
right.
annually, or sorry, last
Last
month.
month.
Last
Last
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, what did I miss last
No,
time?
I'm sorry.
It's just like,
I
no,
didn't
you're good,
figure
Renee.
out
You're good.
last month.
Okay. Every year, boards and committees nominate a chair and vice chair. Elections are outlined in the City of Kyle Code of Ordinance 2-57, which states that the committee shall determine a chairperson and vice chairperson. So today we are hoping to nominate and elect a chair and a vice chair.
I think we should do it like last time. If you're interested, express interest. You have the table. If anybody's interested in chair or vice chair, just speak up. Why are we all looking at Chuck?
Well, I know Chuck has a lot of experience in all sorts of.
Like, behind him. That's like, dang, man.
It's
brutal.
like my first meeting, guys.
It's like, why you throwing me under the bus? If you want, you can also renominate the same people that did last year. That's what they ended up doing on the Trails Committee. I'm just throwing it out there, but completely up to you.
I'm open to doing it again, but I'm not like dead set on it either. If somebody else is interested, like by all means.
Yeah, I'm
So
kind of in the same spot. If somebody
Yeah.
else wants it, go for it.
if anybody's interested.
I'm too new to jump into one of those things. I mean, this is my first meeting, so.
If you
If
want,
you're
we
interested, you're really not too new. It really, all it
It's
is
pretty
like
easy.
running the meeting. You have no other responsibilities outside of that. And if you're vice chair, you take over if the chair is not there. So, if you're interested, don't let that hold you back, but it's your first meeting.
or if you guys want to wait and try next month, if we have the full thing, it's totally up to you. So,
Maybe let's wait to see if Leanne or Rebecca are interested.
Yeah,
Can we push it to?
is that okay?
Are you?
I probably won't be here,
Okay.
but because the baby's due the 11th.
Mhm.
when is our next? I should know that.
It's that week, I think.
Either way, we're not.
Well, you need to have the
Yeah.
baby early, okay?
Call your
So,
doctor.
yeah, so that would be the 9th. So you're like, no, you need to wait or have, obviously.
Well, can we do this where like, is it let's just say we waited until next time and I wasn't here and Leanne was not interested and neither was Rebecca and nobody wanted to do it.
Mhm.
And they're just like, could Stephanie just do it again? Could they nominate me if I wasn't here?
I mean, I could just tell them, you know, in case nobody else is interested, Stephanie did say she would do it again if nobody else
So
wants
let's
to.
just do that.
Okay.
Because that way, if I'm not here and then if somebody else is interested, then just have them do it. But if
Okay.
nobody else is and it's like, we need Stephanie to do it again, then you can just nominate me when I'm not here.
So do you guys, can you give me a motion, a second, and a vote on waiting for next month then?
I make a motion to wait until next month to make the vote.
I second that.
Okay, all in favor to wait till January's meeting to vote on chair and vice chair? Say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Okay.
All right. That's all we had.
It was pretty
I
small.
feel like we were fast.
I may be interested, but also try to be realistic with like just giving all, you know, like
Yeah.
I love the idea of it, but there's, oh, sure.
No, there's not. You'd be great at
But
it.
you've been doing this for over a year
Yeah.
now.
Still.
Just think
Just do
about
it.
it.
Just do
I
it.
don't know.
It's like, why did I mention it?
You want that plaque next
Just
year,
do
Louisa.
She's like, but her plaque doesn't say anything extra, so like.
Yeah.
Okay, so things that you would like to see on, seems like there should be more. Sorry. Things that you guys would like to see for next agenda, other than like the partner stuff that we already talked about. Is there other things that you guys want to bring back that we didn't cover yet?
I know we talked a while back about the website
Yeah.
and trying to just do a little bit more with the website with communication. I know for the Post Oak community, I don't know how much outreach we've had with them. I know before it was like we reached out to the HOA.
Yeah, a couple
but-
times, and that was kind of about it.
So I think maybe just like community outreach a little bit, just communication, transparency.
Well, I think we should ask communications to come so that we
We could do that.
understand, because it puts it off when I don't know any of the answers. Now you're a month out, and then if I didn't get all the answers, I've only given half, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna see if
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
somebody can actually attend.
I think
Is
that
there a
to me-
place where all this stuff is in? Is there a repository, like one place where you can see what the rules are, what you have to do to get a plot?
So the
all that
plot,
stuff?
I've got the, let's see, the rules, the garden, orientation, plot interest form, and like a hold harmless, you know, you get injured type of thing. So if you go on rec desk and you can see the open available plots, and then you can sign up for it and all that stuff comes up there. But just looking at the city website, I don't think we have something set up like that, which we need to, I think.
I just looked under boards and commissions and I mean, I can find this board exists and that there's a meeting tonight, but.
Yeah, but it's
no
still-
information About,
Yeah, there's not a lot.
Yeah.
So, let me see.
Yeah, and it's like when I talk about our community plot to the garden club, you know, a group of 60 people and Kyle who love to garden. And before I mentioned it, they didn't even know that City of Kyle had a community garden.
Yeah, see, okay, so what's currently on the website, it's Community Gardens Committee. I used to be able to get on this, but they changed things, so I can't anymore. So it's just,
couldn't even get that to pull up. Where's that?
so if you go, okay, so do you have, oh, you're not, I can show it to you.
This is what you're looking at?
Yes, yeah, it's got, I just did.
Oh, okay.
Just, yeah.
But
What did
it's
I do?
pretty outdated.
Yeah, we definitely need something better.
Yeah, and I know
Um,
that y'all were posting on like social media. Is there any other ways that information's getting out there?
We used to have, they had a quarterly flyer that they told us about, and that didn't really seem to work out. Right now we have a weekly, like, what's the weekly report, but
weekly report.
weekly city manager report. So sometimes I'll throw like little information in there, but I don't know how many people actually read that.
Yeah.
But like ideally, and I don't know if we can do this, so please don't get your hope because I don't know. Ideally, I'm hoping that they can make a website for us that links to, you know, oh, here's rec desk and, you know, the available plots, and here's all the information that we need, you know, and here's a map of, you know, we just need to see what I have to do to get there, because I definitely can't do it.
Yeah, the city's website, we
what
just
is that
need them to
you're
go
saying?
on there and, yeah, it's,
Recreation, rec.
Like Parks and Rec.
Okay,
it's Kyle Rec, REC dot recdesk, that's RECDESK.com.
And that's pretty new. We just started it
We just
a few
launched
months
it.
ago.
Yeah, well, it's been about a month already.
Okay.
Yeah, that we've done it. That's our new website where you can view like the community garden, any reservations you want to do, any kind of sports that you want to sign up for, anything anything that has to do with Parks and Recs, that's where you would go to sign up for.
I have one other avenue you could explore that wouldn't cost anything. Is the community impact newsletter. If we had an event at the community garden, you can submit that to the community impact newsletter, and they would post that as an event for free. And you could say, you know, like, come check out the available plots community garden. We're having such and such event, right? And that won't cost anything. It'll just take a little bit of
Putting together.
time. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
they did one article just about like the
Yeah.
opening, but I
Yeah.
think that was about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
One thing, just looking at some of the other committees, like their page, there's like videos. So I did see that, I think it was the trails had like some YouTube videos.
Yeah,
So,
communications did
Yeah.
those.
Yep.
So,
and then the kayak club has like a lot of just like pictures of like events that they like kind of put on and so forth. So I think even if like for ours, I think there's a lot that has happened, like even like some pictures of like the grand opening that's not on our
yeah,
on the website or anything like that. I think there's just maybe whenever we meet or they join next week, we could talk about what they need from us consistently to like update and the extent in which we can really add to it.
yeah. Well, and because I know she met with us before,
Mhm.
but there's been a lot of changes
Yeah.
organization wise since then also. So sometimes it's hard to keep up. But that's okay. Okay, so community impact letter, update the boards and committees. So when you guys think of playlists, it's pretty much like YouTube. Is there
YouTube and TikTok for the youth. Too, like the TikTok. And the Snapchat, but I don't
Is
even
that
know
still
how
a
that
thing?
works, but-
No,
It is.
Snapchat.
I thought
I
it was.
do we have only talk
TikTok?
to each other using Snapchat.
Really? I was gone too. I didn't.
They deleted mine a long time.
Yeah.
Rec does,
It's
and
the
I can
newest thing.
verify
Like,
it.
that's
I
how
can send Amy
kids talk
and
to
them
each
an
other
email.
is through Snapchat.
I just want to try to make sure I get
Send them
a
photos.
good picture for
Because I know
the-
pictures
Like,
Facebook.
Yeah, that's
For
thing,
it, but like
you can talk to
YouTube,
each other on
so
there
the
too.
community garden could have like a YouTube like page.
Mhm.
And then from there, there's a lot of things that you can do. You can have like a public playlist, you can have a private playlist. You can have links to give specific people access to the private playlist. If you want to do public ones, anyone that like puts in Kyle Community Garden,
Mm.
they'll see like everything that's public. So you get to kind of control who sees what.
Okay,
But everything's housed. You could even have, if we want to do all of the orientation or all of the onboarding within that, you could have different phases. So one could be welcome, and then everything you need for like to
Yeah.
join. Another one could be information about weeds, information about composting. You can like break it up even further as you wish.
We can track views too, so we
You
can kind of see
can.
where the
Engagement,
subject interest
yeah.
is and engagement, yeah.
now see it, and this would all be something that communications does, because I would have pretty much nothing. So that's why I'm like, I'll have to have them definitely, because she'll know all about it. And I'm like, Snapchat? You know, like I know TikTok, but anyway,
I think it'd be really great too. I'm really excited about the farmers market. If we can have some connections there, I think we're gonna work on that. Outside of that, if you can get back to us about like if we can communicate outside of the meetings, that'd be really helpful. But then I think also maybe we can start planning like events that we want to have. So I think that might take some time to kind of just put together. I know a few months back we were kind of dreaming a little bit about all the things that we could do.
yeah.
And I feel to kind of execute some of those things.
Events and that, I already wrote that down.
Yeah,
What
it'd be
kind
nice
of
if we could make
budget
it
do
a
we have?
farmers market,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I know.
Zero. Yeah,
Current, yes.
What was your question?
event budget.
Oh.
So,
Oh, but then also, I have all the ideas. We talked about having, what was it? Like a plant sale that could help with like funds for that can pour back into the garden. We can use for events too. So like whether we're selling like starters or maybe even having like a produce stand.
Well, and I mean, I know it's not quite garden, but like the native plants would be a really good one too. And it's, I can go because
Yeah.
we have an account with like a grower that I get plants from them all the time. So that's a possibility too.
I have a question. Did you give us a watermelon at one point, like a little watermelon starter?
Cantaloupe.
I think it might have been cantaloupe. But I think Leanne actually brought extras or somebody dropped them off. I can't remember who did that now. I think it might have been Leanne.
Yeah, I now have a watermelon that grew out of my front water bed, like my front garden bed, and is now growing into my front lawn. And
Maybe it was a
it's
watermelon.
the only.
I thought it was a
it's just
cantaloupe.
like
Cantaloupe,
this big,
yeah.
And I'm like.
You're like,
"Well, I
that's
guess
cool.
where you're growing."
You do you.
But I don't think Leanne brought them. I
I
don't
can't remember who did.
but it
Was it
wasn't Leanne.
maybe Poeta?
No.
Oh, or it could have been, there's another lady that donates stuff all the time too. I can't remember. It's been,
I
if
don't.
it was 2
remember.
days ago, I can't,
Yeah.
which is horrible, but okay. So events, linked plant sale, bring back the video part. Get more information, video/communication kind of, I think I could probably roll that all into one big thing. You have anything you wanted to add, Chuck?
No.
He's like,
Yeah.
this was a lot.
Okay. Well, does anyone want to make a motion to adjourn?
I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. All right, all in favor of adjourning the meeting, say aye.
Oh,
Aye.
Okay. All right, and then,
Okay.
like we said, Thursday,
wanna
was it
stop
Thursday,
recording?
January 9th.
I might make that my
Sorry?
What are you?
induction day if he doesn't come before then, so I will definitely.
So when is your induction day?
Well, I don't have one yet.